Greetings, hello, and welcome everyone. Welcome to DevChatter. My name is Brendan, and this channel obviously is DevChatter. If it's your first time here, feel free to ask questions, get involved. We have a fairly... well, we've got a very friendly community, and it's developers of various skill levels, so beginners up to experts are all in the chat here. So feel free to ask your questions. We won't ridicule anyone for any kind of question. Nothing is a stupid question here. We would be glad to assist as long as it's something that we can assist with. And anyway, if you are new here, feel free to follow along, take a look at the code and all that sort of thing. We have a Discord that I'm going to link to in the chat, which is where a lot of us talk outside of the stream. So I did mention that this is a community of developers. Obviously, I'm doing a bit of an intro here, as I usually do at the start of the stream, just so that people have time to show up. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing today and what project we are working on. So at the bottom of the screen, it says that we are going to be working on FF7 today. And if you don't know what that is, it is our application we've been building that integrates into a game of Final Fantasy VII. So Final Fantasy VII is a game that came out about 22 years ago-ish, and it came out on the PlayStation console and had a PC port back then as well. We are going to be working with the current modern version of the PC version of the game, and what we are doing is building chat integration. So this would be for streamers, specifically someone streaming Final Fantasy VII on Twitch, to be able to give chat control of their game. Now, what do I mean when I say give chat control of their game? Well, let's have a look. So if this is my game of Final Fantasy VII that I've got running, and someone in chat wants to type in menu random, they can actually change the menu color in the game. Now, something that's just baked into the game is they have control of menu color, and this is actually how you're supposed to change it in-game. So they modify these values and back up, and ooh, they change the color. To be honest, this is a terrible, terrible mechanism for actually controlling the color at all. It is way easier to do it our way, which is you type in a command, then it changes the color. Now that was menu random, but we actually have full control of the colors, so they could say red, orange, for example, and it will change to the color set that they picked. So there's really good control of those colors without having to mess with these little sliders. And as S&B is demonstrating, and also hi S&B, we also give chat control of our stream overlay as well. Just typing in a color will change the color of the lights that are blinking around on our stream. Okay, so we gave chat a lot more control than just control of menu colors. We also gave chat control of a variety of other things. For example, let's go ahead and open up the equipment menu. If I say weapon cloud 15, so watch up here where it says Buster Sword, where the cursor is currently pointing. Because when I type that in, the game will actually equip Cloud with a new weapon. So we can actually just live while the person is playing change out their weapon. Now, we also left him with the equipment that we took off of him and just put it in the inventory, though we have settings for all of this type of thing. So if we take a look at our settings under, what is it, wealth, oh yeah, here, keep previous equipment. If I untick that, we leave that unchecked, now when I change Cloud's weapons, you'll see that he did not get an ultimate weapon in his inventory, because I said that no longer are we going to keep those. I mean, we just changed it to a bat, so it's not a limp stick of celery, but effectively switching it to the Buster Sword is doing that. So, if we go Weapon Cloud 0, it'll equip him with a Buster Sword, and that effectively is the, weakest weapon that he has. That is the starting equipment for the character. So yes, we can do that sort of thing. We also have some other commands, like our Popper command, which let's find out if it's enabled. Yep, it's enabled. So the weapon command, the weapon command changes the specific weapon that is equipped. We have not yet started to write features where we change the stats of the weapon itself. Though that is something that we do want to eventually add, S&B. And that falls under a category of things that change the game content. So, essentially for those, we need to start finding where the kernel DLL has been loaded into memory. So there is a kernel file in Final Fantasy VII that contains all the game data, and we need to start modifying that in memory to do a number of features that we want to build. I do know how that file is set up, because the library that we're using does actually read that data. So if we take a look at our equipment, this one? What is it? It's this one. Yes. So these model objects are actually being pulled from the game's data itself. So this is the ID of the weapon as an item in the game. This is what its name is, and things like that. If we wanted to modify these, we would have to find where they're located in memory and change the values. So we actually read these out of the files that the game is reading. So the same files the game reads when it loads are the same ones that we read to get this data. Since we don't want to modify the player's game files, we want to leave the game as is. We're not a mod, we're like an interaction tool, so we don't want to mess up their game. We need to modify it in memory while it's running, which is a much bigger task. So, hence why that feature doesn't exist yet. But that is the idea, is we are going to be changing that at some point, that type of data. Okay, so what did I want to build today? Today is actually going to be something where I think we're going to mess around with... how to phrase this. We're going to mess with our commands that are in the game at a fairly base level. So I am going to go ahead and load up the Twitch command interface here, because I want to add something special to this. So right now, yes, I did open a can of Pepsi Cola, beverage of choice of the DevChatter stream. However, anyone is welcome to drink whatever beverage you like. I used to drink tea on stream every once in a while too. Had to be it's temperature dependent. Okay, so here is the deal. Inside of this application, if we want to disable commands, we actually have to go through, find all the commands, and either enable, disable, things like that for various different categories of stuff. So removing the equipment commands, going over and saying, turn off the status effect commands, and everything like that. So if I wanted to leave just menu color and naming, I have to go through each one of these, figure out which ones need to get turned off to make sure that no one can use commands that I don't want people using. Okay? So this might be if a streamer is doing a speed run or something like that, where they don't want someone to actually be able to manipulate their gameplay, but they want chat to be able to do some things like, you know, changing names and changing colors of stuff. So like the fun things that chat might want to do while you're playing. Yes, so I should mention, if you didn't know, we did give, wait, what? Did I turn that one? I might have turned that one off. Did I turn off naming? No, I left naming on. Oh! Oops. I need to reset that data. We're not in the middle of anything, so... Okay, so now Cloud's name is Brendan. So we actually gave chat full control over the names of the characters as well, so they can actually bid on those, and they spend bits in the chat. So I've actually, there are a few streamers that are working with this, the pre-release versions of FF7, and some of the streamers actually are able to get quite a large sums of bits through the use of these features. So, for example, I know a streamer that their popper command is set to $200, and they have been poppered multiple times. And so it's like, no, actually that feature that resets you back down to no equipment, you can price it really high, and people really want to watch Twitch streamers suffer sometimes. So I'm thrilled by that, because it's like, no, it's a great way to, you know, finance people playing this game. And it's one of my favorites from... well, when I was quite a bit younger than I am now, this being a 22-year-old game. But I am quite happy with that, because, hey, it's always nice to see, you know, people actually using your code and having fun with it. Okay, so our interface here is very simple. So we're following the interface segregation principle. These commands are super, super easy. If you're going to mess with one of these, all it is should I run based on what was called, and then the method to actually run it. So we've said the command is going to know whether it's supposed to run, and then execute is just going to do it. And we said, yep, that's fine. That's good enough. Nice and simple. Something we can add here, we can either change how should execute works, so that should execute checks to see whether certain conditions are met, or we can add another property to this. Now my stance is that even if we modify should execute, I still, the implementation of it, I mean, I still think that it makes sense for the interface to provide the information about the the command. So my thought is this, and maybe I'm crazy, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so that's the commands. Decorators. Okay, components. I kind of want to do this. So I had been decorating them, but I don't think I'm going to right now. I'm gonna do this for now. Foobar. Now a lot of people are like, Foobar, that's a terrible example. I'm like, you know, I use Foobar as I haven't come up with the name yet, and I'm gonna figure out what the name is in a moment. I never commit as Foobar because that's a bad name. So things would be display only. Slight effect, gameplay affecting. Oh, how do I want to write this? Game affecting. Has a side effect isn't, so my naming convention has not lined up, obviously, since I've got both types of effects here, the noun and the verb. How about mild effect and major effect? Gameplay, gameplay effects. I think that's a reasonable name. That makes sense to me. I know what gameplay effects means. Gameplay effects, display only, mild effect. Okay, so we're gonna make this so that these require every implementation of this interface is going to require that you implement this property now. So let's go to the base versions of this and see about adding something in. Where actually? First off, I'm going to go to the menu one. Menu command is a base command. Okay. Let's go back to base command. We're going to add this into the abstract. I'm thinking there's a couple of ways I can see this. We can either make this an expression-bodied member that is going to automatically reply with a specific value unless the child class overrode it. However, if we go that route, then all the children are overriding it instead of setting their values, which I actually don't mind now that I think about it. So let's do that. So we're going to make the default be that it has a major effect. So since I think most commands are going to have a major effect on the game, we're going to say major effect is the default. Can I make this virtual? And still yes, good. So we're still implementing the interface even though I made it virtual. Now, the reason I made it virtual is that that's going to allow us to do an override. Always drawing cards. Thanks for all the work on... hey, no problem, man. Glad you like i7. It's been a good program. Okay, so let's do a public override. The gameplay effect on this is going to be display only for the menu commands. So all the menu commands are going to be display only, so I'm going to toss this over on the rainbow command and the Mako command as well. Because again, these are only affecting the colors of the menu, not any actual game. So it should not be a problem to put those in there. Wanadza. Hey, have I ever created or worked with CBT Nugget before? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no. So I usually do use a webcam, but I've actually been sick for a little while now, so this makes it a little bit easier. So I just have to mute my mic to sneeze and cough and blow my nose and everything like that. And I practically look like Rudolph because my nose is so red. But getting through the cold, didn't want to miss a stream, so here. You may have heard me on Pluralsight. I've done some Pluralsight courses, some DevIQ courses. I've been a guest on .NET Rocks a handful of times, as well as some other... I've been guests on other people's Twitch streams as well. So you may have heard me somewhere else. Though, even with that, my voice sounds a little bit weird right now anyway. Okay, so menu colors and names and things like that. The palette command is also going to be one that will have no effect to add that in there, because again, that is just having to do with changing i7 itself. So same goes for the i7 command. The help command also does not affect gameplay. Let's see. The cost command does not affect gameplay. Yep, the balance command does not affect gameplay. This does not affect gameplay. Balance, costs. The refresh command does not affect gameplay. Requires being a mod or the broadcaster, though. Okay. Alright, so now's when we get into the more specific stuff. So the naming has a mild effect on the game. Sorry, Janisko, I've got the bot turned off right now. And you might be saying, how does name affect it? And well, for a speedrunner, this one is going to have a very mild effect. So speedrunners actually name their characters down to a single letter, and there's two effects that come out of that. The first one is when the game needs to write their name, it is slightly faster to only have to display one character as opposed to the additional characters. The other thing that this is going to help with is if you rename their character before they add them to the party to a single digit, they wouldn't have to take the time to delete those additional characters to shorten the name. So normally when the naming screen comes up, the speedrunner will delete everything except the first character and then accept that result. But if you had deleted that for them already, it would save them time. So we have to say mild effect here. Because naming will potentially help a speedrunner, so we don't want to allow that. If there's a speedrunner playing, they may not want that in there. Gameplay effect. Gil. Oh, this doesn't affect. This won't affect things. Giving Gil to other people will not. So that's display only. Okay, equipment command. Okay. What did we do in the base? Did we say everything else is major effect? Yeah. Is every other type of command one of these? Battle only, logging, and non-combat, but everything else is a base command, right? So if this is what we did for base command, I'm just going to put the same thing in those ones. Alright. Battle only. This one I kinda... I'm actually gonna do this. Going to do the one of the internal, which I'm going to do here because these are wrappers. They're decorators, so they're not supposed to do anything. They're just supposed to show that one. They don't actually do anything. They just pass through to their children. Okay. And that should get us all of the commands. Now, essentially, we've labeled all of our commands. We've given the system the ability to detect essentially what type of command it is. Now, some people might be wondering, why didn't I do that based on the type? Or why didn't I do that based on this? And I feel like this is going to be a simpler approach that is going to pay off for us. Because I don't think we need... anything more complicated than this. I think what I want to do is make a top level change that allows for switching into this game mode effectively. So let's find, yeah. Okay. Let's do this. So this is almost like gameplay mode or something like that. Gameplay effects. Is this... They're both core, aren't they? Ooh, did I not put this in core? I didn't put that in core. Derp. Alright, let's move that. You need to go into core. Where in core? Gonna be there for now. Core. Okay. Where was this located? There. Gameplay effects. Underscore gameplay effects. I don't think that's actually the name I want to go with. So here's sort of what I'm thinking. I want I want an easy way for the streamer to be able to just set this value and just say, hey, we're in this right now. Oh, gameplay mode, that's the word I was going for. Yeah, that's what I called it here. Which actually is a good point. Someone's gonna smack me over that one. Status effects. Whoops. All right. We're going to allow, by default, everything. Mild effect and major effect. Now the question is, do we want this to be a saved setting? I'm thinking no, actually. I'm thinking we don't want this actually to get saved. I think we want this to be only when they're running they can switch it into this mode. So every time you turn on i7, it's going to allow everything. And if you want to disable other stuff, you flip that. Although someone might want to reload and have that, so... Huh, that's a good question. Alright, we'll let it save for now, and we might decide that we want to change that later. Okay, so we need to go into where our commands are executed, which means I want to open up the iTwitch command. Yep, we need that interface. And I want to go to... Alright, so takes in a list of commands. Where does it run them? Where do we run them? Chat received. Commands first or default should execute, so find that one and execute it. Okay. How many implementations of should execute are there? Base, and then the other ones are the wrappers. And they call the child one? Yes, they do. Excuse me. Which means I think this is the only one that actually does anything. So, what that means is that I can do this. Do I have settings in here? Yes, I do. Gameplay mode. Start gameplay effects. Cannot apply. Oh, did I leave that as a boolean or something? Oh, wait, hang on. No, I need to parens that, I bet. Yep, okay, that's why order of operations was getting us there. Alright, I don't want to lose anybody here. We're doing some weird stuff with coding. So, here's what we're doing. In our settings, we have it set up so that the value is going to be set as which types of commands we allow to run. And then we're going to say, hey, if you take those and you do a bitwise AND, so that says where these match, keep the values, which means that if this at all contained this value, it'll be greater than 0, and this check will pass, and we'll say that we should be executing. If the gameplay mode did not include the effect of whatever this command is, then it would be turned off. So essentially, we will then allow the streamer to choose a mode to be in. We made this a little bit more controllable than we need to, but I think it'll work pretty well. So let's give it a try. So we need to add a way on the screen for them to choose which settings they want to have as part of this. Vazox, hey, welcome. Glad you've enjoyed the coding. Welcome to the stream. I think I've probably missed a using statement here, so I'm just going to build and see where the errors are, because that's the fast way to have it just tell me which ones, because I moved a file out of that namespace. So there we go. There's one. And is there another one? Yep. There we go. And we're going to have some more too. Because I moved that namespace, so each one of these that we put in here doesn't have the right namespace anymore. And we moved it between projects, so a rename doesn't work all that well for it. Might have been able to get it to find these, but this also doesn't take very long to just click that button on each one of those. Okay, non-battle command, that should have it. Yeah, okay. It's just the lower build wasn't building. Yeah, I have a a tool installed in Visual Studio, so if you saw all the various windows blinking there, that was something that I have running on my computer that does that. It actually went through and cleaned up all the files automatically. Okay, so that is building. We need to add something to the display, so we're going to hop over into our just main window view here. What do we want to put on here? So this is going to be in the main window. I'm thinking. He-Man, sorry, I might have lost you somewhere. you're feeling lost and you want to program better. Well, we might be able to make some suggestions. You're just thinking, like, how can you learn, like, what types of things are you interested in learning? We can make some suggestions for how to learn them. If you are interested. Hang on 1 second, everyone. All right, I'm back. You're interested in learning about machine learning, you know Python. If that is the case, first off, I would recommend, so Voigtkampf is actually correct there. Practice, practice, practice. I would recommend you check out some things from Guy Royce. Guy has been a guest on our stream plenty of times here in the past. Guy is both knows a good amount about machine learning and also about he knows Python and things like that. He's a very good developer, a good friend of mine, very, very smart. Definitely follow him on like Twitter and really anywhere else that you can find any content from him. He does interesting stuff with machine learning. He makes it really fun, so that will probably help a good deal. He does stuff with like Vikings and runes and things sometimes. I have been meaning to get him as a guest on the stream to do some machine learning stuff. I don't know if he has any YouTube stuff, but let's see. Royce. He is right here on Twitter. I will toss a link in chat. Definitely worth checking out there. But this is Guy Royce. Don't know if he's got like videos or anything like that, but he does some very, very interesting stuff. So you'll find some. So he's got machine learning stuff is like his current thing, that and WebAssembly. So you'll find a lot of WebAssembly, a lot of machine learning stuff from Guy. Very, very smart. Vazox, you were wondering what version of .NET Core this is. This is 3 dot something. Looks like 3.1 right now is what we're on. So, yeah. Check out Guy, and as I said, I'm going to try to bring him back on the stream to do some machine learning stuff at some point. He has been wanting to do that for quite a long time. Okay, so inside of the settings, hey, thanks for following, much appreciated. If anyone else is in here and enjoying the stream at all, be sure to click the follow button, as it's the best way to get notified when we go live. Chef, greetings, welcome. Alright, so inside the settings, we have a tab control, and we have the save buttons up on the top. I am debating whether it makes sense to, inside of the settings view, so this is docked at the top. Inside settings, maybe we put a drop down or something to choose the mode, or buttons. Maybe there's a starting tab. What's the first tab? The first tab is general. Okay, so maybe it'll just go in the first tab. That might work. Why am I not getting IntelliSense here? Why am I not getting IntelliSense? Oh, nice. You're using Entity Framework, I assume, Vazlox? Yeah, I do a decent amount of ASP.NET Core development with Entity Framework as well. Yeah, Voight, I've actually just been ridiculously busy. So my schedule was full, and clients asked if I could work an extra, like, 10 hours a week for a handful of months. So my schedule has just been jam-packed lately. So haven't had time to do weekly streams in a long time. And Vazlox, I have not messed around with Blazor just yet. It has been on my list since, before people were really doing much with Blazor. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Good job. I would love to do that. But I wanted to wait for a stable version. Now's around the time when it is stable enough that I want to mess with it. I was cautious about using it on stream, only because as versions changed, I thought we would spend too much time with jumping to the next version rather than doing cool stuff with it. So this is annoying. Why won't this work? Okay, we're gonna make a. Well, no, because I can't button it. It's gotta be a checkbox of some kind. But I thought there was. Tell you what, I'm gonna close everything. I'm gonna reopen this and see if I can get my IntelliSense. I don't know why I wasn't getting my IntelliSense when I was in here before. Still no IntelliSense. What the heck? And I don't remember the names of anything, so I'm going to put that there and wait for that to initialize, and I'm going to look up what they are. What's it called? Yeah, I mean, I could just make individual checkboxes for each one and tie them together, and that would technically work. Oh, Boxy Baby, yeah, I agree completely. That is one of the things that has bugged me forever about WPF is, it's like, I just wish they had gotten the design view, the control, like, there's just so much around the tooling that, like, and I understand that their competitors aren't exactly better, but the amount of time that has just been wasted on just trying to make the simplest things work is really, really irritating. Okay, so this is going to be allow game affecting commands. That's going to be our shortcut for now. Alright, we're actually going to use insert for this, funny enough. 0, 0, 1, 1, whoops, 2, 2. I really need to change out what this control is the number of times I've said that. And then I don't. 4, 4, 5, and 5. And duplicate. Alright, so allow game affecting commands. That is going to be in here we're gonna do What is it? Ignore. JSON ignore. For the gameplay mode, and we'll make this just a getter and setter. Actually, hang on. Yeah. And then this is going to be... So I'm going to change up how I'm going to do this, because I did a checkbox out here. So this is allow game affecting commands. Allow game affecting commands. We're going to do that. Okay, so this is going to be that. And yes, I'm leaving the build error there intentionally. Underscore allow game affecting commands. So it's going to default to true. And we're going to say that and that. So there's its value. So that's what we're binding to. The only thing that's going to use it is going to be this. And it is going to be this. If that's the case, then this is your value. And yes, I know there's more efficient ways to write this. Which I'm actually going to do this like this. Or... so it's basically whether or not this value is added in, which, yes, I know there's 100 ways to write that, but that is going to work. I need to catch up on chat. Sorry about not responding there, everyone. I was just brain and wanted to get that working. Let's see. You understand that? Yeah, create client-side app, use the API. Very little show and thought Blazor looked interesting. Yeah, so you can do client applications in Blazor. Most of the ones that I build are in Vue or Angular or, this one obviously is WPF front end. But obviously you choose whatever makes sense for the platform you're building. In this case, this is an application that streamers are going to run while they've got a game running. So client application in Windows makes the most sense. So hence we're WPF with built-in web server. So when you run this program, it's actually running a web server as well, so that the streamer can show browser windows on their display. So if you notice in the bottom center of my screen, that menu matches the same colors that we were showing in the menus in the game. And the way that we do that is that is a web browser that is displayed there, and we are updating those values at the same time that we update the colors in game. And yeah, Roland, I would rather not restart Visual Studio right now while I'm on stream, but yeah, I get what you... It is really annoying when IntelliSense just fails. There's a thread on Hacker News with some comments on Blazor. Client-side implementation is slow. Yeah, so I know some people that really, really love Blazor. It's still in its early stages. Yeah, so I don't know how performance is going to end up being. And you're absolutely right, Voight. The story, the debugging, everything like that really needs to get a great story for Blazor to pick up in some really nice ways. I have seen some promising examples of well-made WebAssembly stuff. I don't know if anyone here noticed, so long time ago, we looked at this back when it came out. We pulled this up. Someone took Diablo. Actually, let me pull this off stream. But what file do I need to select? MPQ. The original diab.mpq. Whoops. Diab.mpq. There it is. Okay. So someone actually took the old, that might be loud, took the old Diablo game and put it in a web browser. So this is actually running on a web browser using WebAssembly. A really, really neat thing they did here. So I apologize if that's a little bit loud. I can potentially decrease the volume or do that. But someone managed to make it so that you can actually just run this game just straight in a browser, which is really amazing. And look, it's like, this is, you know, old game, but it works. So you can pull up all your stuff. Oh yes, we got the poisoned well. That's awesome. So yeah, this is an old game from the 90s. This game is similar in age to Final Fantasy VII. So Final Fantasy VII, I think, is only a year newer than this one, because this would have come out in December 31st, 1996, if I'm remembering correctly. And Final Fantasy VII would have been developed. The original Japanese release, I think, was actually only a few months after that, if I'm remembering right. So these are similar generation of games. But it is so neat that they managed to get it running in a browser. So really, really cool stuff. So yeah, exactly. Well, it's not that they managed to make it run in the web that's cool. It's that it is that old game with that old code. So it's not rewritten to be optimized for the web. It's not like they rewrote the whole thing in JavaScript, right? It's that they were able to, you know, modify it and recompile it for that. So it's like this was not optimized for this scenario, and we, you know, recompiled and it ran, which I know they probably changed lots of stuff. I don't know all the specifics of what they had to do to make it work, but it still is really cool. Fuel Snable, yeah. So the thing that Fuel Snable's commenting on is the fact that .NET, when you compile it, it doesn't go down to machine code. It goes down to what's called in intermediate language, so IL. And obviously, if you're going to go to WebAssembly, they're going to, you know, when you're building it in Blazor, they're probably sending it down to something else that then is going to be interpreted. I'm not sure specifically. I haven't looked into the specifics of what exactly they did with that, but it's still a cool concept. And I think even if Blazor doesn't pick up, I think the concept of languages compiling into WebAssembly is going to pick up, just because of the advantage of being able to build something that can run both in the browser and not in the browser. All right, what's going on? Older than RuneScape. Yes. What would you suggest for just a web app that is contacting an API and is authenticated by JWT? You can just use like Angular, Vue, React, anything like that. I would just do web front end. Unless you've got a specific reason to do a client app, I would just do a standard JavaScript web front end. For most people, I would make that recommendation. Even if you were really interested in using Blazor, that is still really like preview bleeding edge stuff. I wouldn't recommend putting like a full-blown project on it yet. Go with one of the reliable three major JavaScript frameworks that are current and heavily used. You'll find a lot of resources about them, as well as good communities around them. So here on our stream, we usually use Vue, and it's usually what I recommend for most of my clients as well. But I have worked with clients that use React and Angular, and all are good platforms for building things. Just comes down to the preferences of what you want and what the team is that's going to be maintaining it. So if you've got a bunch of people that know one of those already, go ahead and use it. Is web chat app too hard or easy to make for a team semester project? Depends on how complicated you want to get. So if you're interested in making a web application, it can end up being super easy if you go really simple. So if you're going to build a web chat application, have a look at a project. Well, first off, take a look at a library called SignalR. If you are in the .NET space, take a look at that. I posted it in chat. What is the name of that program? Signal R chat. There is a chat program that they built that I'm trying to remember the name of. What was it called? Yes, if your whole team knows .NET Core, if your whole team knows C#, I would use .NET Core as your backend, and use SignalR as the library to communicate. And I would use a web front end with JavaScript connecting to that. SignalR connections are going to be a great way to be able to do a chat app, so you can totally do that. Yeah, sorry, Fuel Snable. I am still getting over a cold, and so I'm coughing, sneezing, blowing my nose, and I have a nice bright red nose, so didn't feel like turning on the webcam today. Yeah, so Vazox, I will let you know right now, even if people know C#, I think learning JavaScript is going to be easier than learning Blazor for the front-end stuff, just because of the breadth of resources for learning JavaScript. SignalR won't delete chat history and stuff. I'm not sure what you mean. So SignalR is just going to be a WebSocket communication library. So it's effectively the way that the server and the client are going to talk to each other. So it works well for a chat application because everybody will effectively just connect in on a SignalR connection, and the server will need to maintain the chat history and send it down to people if they want it. So SignalR is what is going to allow, when someone types in a message, for it to be immediately sent to everyone else. So, good solution for that. Anyway, alright, so I added that in. Let's go ahead and give this a try. We're going to check that. Yeah, let's try it. Let's run it. Here we go. For storing messages, you'll store those on the server. It's up to you how you wanna record them. You could do a simple database if you like, with a simple database table. So there are, you could look at just doing like little SQLite database or something along those lines just to store it. Don't listen to VoIPconf. Blockchain is not the answer. Because you just essentially need to have like a message, the time it was sent, and who sent it. That's pretty much it. So you can make a very simple database table with those records and just pull it out of there, and it will be fine. Okay, allow game affecting commands. So we want to make this a bigger display than that, but that does seem to check and uncheck just fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so right now, let's say Tifa. We'll name Fighter. So Tifa's name is Fighter, and I think we have it enabled. We do. Okay, let's disable it. We'll say Tifa Brawler 102. And the command no longer works. So that does just disable them, but menu should still work. Let's go ahead and check menu colors. Does that still work? Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? Did all chat commands stop? Huh. Not sure what happened. Let's run it again and take a look. Yeah, no problem. Glad to assist. This stream, no matter what we're working on, we're always here to chat about various programming stuff. So, what is going on? Okay, so we are getting this. Command word was menu. What command are we in? So signaler would just be a WebSocket connection. If you need it to be secure, you're going to want to make sure that you know that you're on a secure connection. Essentially, if you're doing an HTTPS site, you know, an SSL site, it will just get the SSL encryption, and that's what you're going to get. Oh, how do I tell which one I'm in? The call stack would be a good way to be able to tell which one I'm in. This is the lock command. Okay. Unlock. What is going on? Okay, let's have a look at what this value is returning right now, because maybe I wrote this wrong. So that's true. Yep, that should be true. It's turned on right now. Armlet, accessory, popper, remove player gill, give player gill the palette command, the rainbow command, the Mako command, the item command, materia, costs, give gill, name, here's menu. Okay. So let's run this over in the immediate window just to see what happens. False. Why is that false? Are you telling me that is false? That is false. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean? Oh! Gameplay mode isn't set up right. Why doesn't it have all of them? What the? Display? Mild? Major effect? What? Why isn't it there? How did this get messed up? Gameplay effects? Display only. Mild and major. I'm blind. What is going on? Yeah, I'm a little green today, Coated Beard. And, welcome. So that thing depends on the cloud. Yeah, so, wait, what is this? It suggests NoSQL for, storing the chat messages. Yeah, you could absolutely NoSQL it. Yeah, there's so many ways of storing the data, for that. Find new stuff when coding every day. Yeah. Yep. Code every day and you will learn a lot of things. I'm just going to put these three things together. What? Oh my god, is it 0? It's 0, isn't it? It's 0. You son of a gun. It's 0. I'm gonna flip a table on that one. Derp. 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 Derp and derp. 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 Herpa-derp. Yeah. Yeah, that was... I was like, so confused. I'm like, we did that exactly the way. That totally should work. I didn't know why it wasn't working, but now I understand why it wasn't working. There was no such thing as display-only commands right there. There we go. Okay, now they just change. Excellent. Yay. Okay. Let's go back into the program, change the settings. So now this one should still work. It does. And Tifa Brawler. That's going to do nothing. Her name did not change. But if I re-enable it, then Tifa Brawler. Boom. Alright, works just fine. There we go. Have a good one. I'm gonna have to guess on your name. I'm just gonna say Aux for now, because there's probably a way of saying that full thing together that I'm not figuring out. But have a good one. Thanks for hanging out today. When someone has something like that in the office and you come over and you fix it in like 2 seconds, yes, exactly. Vazox, that's one of the... Now in that case, it's like, yeah, you got to debug in, run it, and do, and figure out. And you're like, looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, how's that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And you're like, oh, because the values aren't right. But yeah. A lot of times with figuring those things out, someone just needs to explain what the issue is, and it's called rubber ducking. Is you explain your issue and then you figure out what's going wrong. In this case, we just needed to debug it once, have a look at the values a little bit, and go, oh, I understand why that didn't run. And then, you immediately have the solution and can continue on. Okay, so we now have an easy way for a streamer to effectively enable that only that if they want to make it so display-only stuff. So just menu colors, they can have just menu colors and, the basic controls. So no names, nothing like that. Although I kind of want to allow name changing as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Although, I kind of want to commit this one first. So let's commit this, because it was a sweeping change. So, let's go ahead and take care of this. So first off, we need to branch this. What are we doing? We are doing... this is... display only command setting. Bring my changes with us. We're going to publish that branch. Alright, so this is enable, disable commands that affect gameplay. Commit. We'll have a look at that. Yeah, we've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes so far, so not too shabby. I've not been streaming as much lately as I would like to, but when we can get in a stream, it's always nice. Alright, I've got a bit of a cold, so that's why the webcam and everything's off for anyone that's just wandered in here. What else do we want to add in here? So I really like that little piece. I think that is a nice feature for the community to have on this. Just trying to think of what else we want to put in here that's it's a good change to work on today. I don't really feel like going back into the XAML on the WPF right now. Oh, I don't have the bot running right now. If you want to see how the menu random works, I will go ahead and run that while I figure out what what control we want to give right now. There. So now you can try menu random if you like. Or I can do it. Let's see. I don't really feel like doing the configuration on this stream. We've done a little bit of that already. We could track down that null reference exception that we've been getting. Ooh, there's a nice color. Give all chatters Gil. Cool, that's that's actually gonna be a pain in the rear. Just thinking about that one. And remove GP of the gold saucer. We could do one of those. Hey, it's Litany. Good evening. Welcome. Yeah. Nice chat control in the. Let's go with. There we go. There's a nice color palette there. Thanks, Suna. Oh, you know what? Here, let's go do an easy one. We'll go do an easy one. Sorry, I'm turning off chat control colors for a bit. We're gonna mess with the palette command. So in the palette command, right now I've got list, I've got add. We don't have any way to delete yet. I'm really shocked I wrote it this way. I was probably lazy when I did that. Hey, Mr. Shoji! Welcome! Welcome to the stream. Greetings. We are gonna add in, I think, edit and delete functionality to our color palette, since I used a color palette there. So edit, mod, change, modify. I like to be super friendly with these things. Skynet. Hey, wait a minute. Skynet. I'm not so sure I want Skynet to be following me, but welcome all the same. All right, so that'll be edit palette. I like to be super friendly with these names. Like, basically, whatever you typed in, I want it to just work. So, rem, remove, del, delete, and this will be delete palette. Okay, so yeah, see, these ones are complicated. I think these ones are going to be nice and easy. The edit and delete. So we have an edit and a delete. Oh yeah, yep, thank you, Coated Beard. Yep. Thank you. I should absolutely RM that. Yeah, see, I did new, add, and create on that. All, show, list, L. Okay. So what did we do with these? Where did we save them? Color palette, collection, add palette. Okay, so delete is the easy one, right? Because it just needs to have, so let's see, it loads. So we need a way of deleting. You're right, Coated Beard. I don't have LS in there, but I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed that that was not there. Although we can absolutely add it. It would not be difficult to. When we load, what do we do? Okay, so load just adds them to that, and they end up in the all list, and then these are the ones that are forced in there. And there's no way to remove, which I guess I don't mind if they get temporarily removed when you do that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so what did I call? I called it, so I didn't name it yet, so it's going to be remove palette. We don't need the whole palette when we remove. We just need to remove by name, right? Remove, that wants the item. So we want to remove all that match the name. So we'll say remove. And what does remove return? Does it return, it returns the number of removed, which I don't care about. So n dot equals insecure the name. So if any of your names are that name, go ahead and remove it when we call to remove name. Yeah, Coated Beard. What do you expect? Okay, so that'll remove it from the collection. So I want to do command data dot it's going to be arguments. Which argument is it? Which one's the name? Name, it's this one. Okay. Palette name. And we're gonna go ahead and put these at the beginning of this. So first things first, we do that. Argument count is less than 2. We're gonna throw that exception on this one, and then this one, edit palette, needs to have the full set, so it's got the same safety that that one did. Alright. Yeah, they need to be allowed to run the command. Okay. Have fun. Have a good date. Enjoy the movie. I'm wondering whether you mean the old one or the remake or the remake sequel or what. I think they made I don't remember if it's out yet. But either way, have fun. Thinking of command names is a nice distraction from buying a house. Coated Beard, you're buying a house? That sounds fun. I mean, it's a pain in the rear, but need a distraction from it, huh? Remove and then save the palettes. So save the data and then let's say removed the new color palette. Yep, that's what we did. Okay. Edit's going to be a bit more complicated, and we're going to find some, we're going to duplicate some code and hopefully find enough similarity there to fix it, but we'll see. Excitement and terror, yes, and yes, there will be lots of paperwork, lots of signing, lots of paperwork. Buying a house is a pain, but yes, there's some excitement. It's nice. I own a house. I'm currently in said house. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna grab this whole set of code that we did for create is gonna go in edit, then we're gonna figure out what actually has to get changed to make this happen. So first off, let's do this. So I'm gonna copy this down to here. We're gonna make these like that. Why do you want it over there? I like it like that much better. Alright, one of these colors is invalid. Okay, so that's going to be edit the palette with that. Palette menu code, it has a name. Has this. So realistically, this actually does not need a full palette. It just needs the menu colors and the name. So I'm actually going to change how the edit command works to just take these and not create one of those at all. First one, it needs a lot of work, but saved you like 200,000 on the price of someone. Oh well, that's good. Yeah. Houses that need a lot of work are a lot of work, and I do mean that. I'm not really big on houses like right now. Not big on houses that need a lot of work. But some people that are gonna do that work, it is a nice way to save a lot of money. I live in a place with much cheaper houses already, though, which I am happy about. Okay, so for this, we just need to find it by name and change the colors. Yep, that is a valid point there, Coated Beard. Small humans definitely make me want to do less work on the house because I'm already busy running around with small human. So there's got to be a nice way to. How about if I make a thing that returns back a set of menu colors? I'm gonna make a method here. This one. We're going to extract a method, and I'm going to call it get menu colors. It's not going to be perfect because there are some problems with it. Yeah, I think that might work. It's not perfect. Oh, because I left palette name in there. That's why it got weird. You know what? If I just cut from here, extract this method, extract method, get menu colors. I want it to return back that value only. So it's just going to return back menu colors. But then the problem is, wait, what? Why is it? Return null. So that's what I'm going to return null if we were here. And then what I'm going to say is, if menu colors equals null, then I'm going to do that. So then I'm going to do this. And then this one just returns. So I don't need to send the message there. Although it's not the worst to send that there, because then we're just returning down here. Yeah, not terrible. Although then this, could this become static then? Is this using anything? I think this could be static. If we do it that way, yeah, if we do it that way, then that can become static, which I like. If something really can be static, I want it to be static. Alright, so let's come down here, and we're going to take this. There we go. Menu colors is that, and there's menu colors to use in there. Okay, cool. Let's see. Daniel, we are adding edit and delete functionality to our palette command. Palette is a command that lets you specify color palettes for the menu colors in Final Fantasy VII. So we are making a program that modifies Final Fantasy VII while players are playing it. So these menu colors, for example, chat controlled to change those. And that is to a specific color palette as well. Yeah, so Mr. Shoji, the thing is that when something can be static, I think you should make it static, because it makes it very clear that does not have any dependencies on something, and that then is like an indicator to you that, hey, this could go live somewhere else. So we could make some parsers for this. So any command that was extracting menu color data from this, that, for example, might be able to get shared with a menu command. So if something can be static, I absolutely want to write static in there, because it just is a good indicator for developers of what's going on. Okay, so that should make it so that we can call this. Did I call that at the end? I don't think I did yet. Create new. Where's edit? Get menu colors. Edit. Edit. Okay, it is calling edit and then save. Okay, and it's calling it with menu colors and that. Okay, so if we go in here, menu colors in the palette, then we just need to find by name, which I'm actually just going to call by name. Palette name. That'll get us our palette. Oh, no, that just gets me the menu colors, because we just did that. Crap. Okay, we're going to make a private method that does this then, because it's going to get reused here. Extract a method that's going to be called palette by name. Let's rename palette by name, yeah. Palette by name, name. Palette. Palette name. There we go. Palette's not null. You know what? This is going to return a bool. Because I want to be able to give the user a message if this failed for some reason. Palette dot menu colors equals menu colors. Can I get away with that? No, because I did it this way. Yeah, we can get away with that. Nothing's going to be saving that value anywhere. Oh, yes, yes. Static cling is a problem. You create too many statics and you will run into a lot of issues. Okay, so that should allow editing them. I think. You know what? Let's just try it. If I'm missing something, we'll find out right away. Shoji, what's your color palette in FF7? What do you like? What are your colors? What do you go with? Something like this? Is that your normal color palette? Something like that? Default blue with red? I don't know how to do that. Oh, a nice purple. Okay. Blue, purple, dark purple. I probably messed up a color there. Well, either way, you get this, because that's difficult to do. So you get sky blue, blue, red, I guess. I think yours is going to require hex codes to get right. Alright, so let's do a exclamation point palette, add Shoji. We're going to use yours as the test so we can change your colors. Added a menu Shoji. Okay, so Shoji works. Let's do palette. Remove Shoji. So let's go back to default. And then try to change to Shoji. And nothing happens. So it looks like we were able to delete. So let's add it back in. So we're going to do that again. So Shoji is there again. So menu Shoji should work. Okay, there, it works. And then palette, edit, Shoji. Actually, let's do this. Edit Shoji, and we're going to make it orange, red, red, black. Oh, I still said add. Which is a bummer. Alright, so looks like we are able to edit them. So editing and adding, I need to change the text that displays when editing one, because we still said added. Edited the color palette. Nice. Nice, quick, easy feature there. Added the ability to edit color palettes. Alright, I'm going to make a new branch. Branching off of our current branch, so that when I send in the pull request, this will go nicely. So this is editing color palettes. Yep, branch off of this one. Bring my changes, please. And this is editing, deleting, and editing color palettes. Good, easy feature. I always like when those are nice like that. You just put them in and they just work. Hang on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Nothing like streaming with a cold. Always an experience. Okay. Let's have a look. What do we got? One of those colors were invalid. That. I'm not sure that message sends. It must, though, right? You know, maybe this will look nicer. I bet this looks better. Yeah, that's way less bad. We'll stick with that. That's that. Alright, so that is... there you go. And we'll publish that branch. Alright. Not a big fan of exactly how we implemented that, but I think it works. Alright, I'm going to have a look at our backlog and see what else we can knock out. Ooh, that is a feature I really want to work on. So I have a feature that I'm planning on building that I'm calling play modes. Which I think we might refer to, so like the feature I'm calling play modes, but we might call them a mood in the game. And the concept is that like you might be in danger mode or peaceful mode. And that's like, you know, it'll be like for the next 10 minutes, you know, encounters are increased or something like that. And let chat basically bid to decide what mode we'll be in for the next 10 minutes or something. It's a feature that I'd like to build. I think it could be really fun. And obviously, like, in danger mode, it increased combats. In peaceful mode, it would decrease combats. But you could do other... We could, you know, implement other ones as well that had other effects. Like, you know, modes where something is disabled. Like, you can't use items. Or for a while, you know, your character can't run. Or, you know, like, so you're stuck walking only or something like that. You know, for the next 10 minutes, your characters always start with Berserk or some other setting. So these types of things where it's like, you know, you can have a time period where something's happening and the streamer doesn't have control of it. Vazak, you have a question about Vue. When you create something for a client, do you have a template or something you made that you use a lot of this kind of thing, or do you start from scratch each time? Never used this, I wouldn't know where to begin. So I always start from scratch technically, but from scratch I mean I start from the default templates. So you can actually create basically a default client application, like a Vue client, that essentially your client app is going to get built as well. So whenever you're doing one of these modern style JavaScript websites, whether it be Vue or Angular or React or whatever, you're actually going to be building that client site, and it's going to be talking to the back end. So you're going to build the JavaScript site and build the back end site. And you might be wondering, why am I building the JavaScript? There's nothing to build. And the reason why is that a lot of these frameworks end up with, components and other things like that need to get built. So, for example, if you're doing Vue, a lot of people like using .vue files, and it's going to actually take that and build it. If you're using Angular, for example, you're probably using TypeScript. That's going to get built as well. And TypeScript just is effectively just going to compile into JavaScript is the idea. So these types of things, these types of sites do that. You can find like the default tooling will create templates for it. So if you grab the Vue CLI, for example, it will create default templated sites. So you can go create a just default site to start from. Now, I call that from scratch because it really just is a basic template. There's nothing really to it, but it is a starting point. So, let's see. Critical sauce or date bidding. No items gonna do status X to enemies. Nope, we're not touching that yet. Items. Materia. Okay, I did that. That works, I guess. Right, we itemed this way. Okay, I really need to figure out what that is in those. Okay, something I'd been thinking about was a materia shuffle command, which could be super mean depending on when you did it. And depending on what we mean by materia shuffle. Random materia might also be a thing. Those would be interesting commands. To just modify the materia randomly, or we could actually make random item. Or items by name could be good. Maybe we should do that now. Let's have a look at that. Let's do the equipment command. Let's see if we can make it use names. So I will show that feature so you all know what I'm talking about, and then we will go ahead and build it. So let's talk about that. Talk about. Get it? Talk about. I know, you're all here for the humor, not for the coding. Alright, there we go. Back to the default menu color. A lot easier on the eyes. Alright, so right now, just so we can visualize this, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And we're going to say weapon cloud 10. And then that equips cloud with a nail bat when I do that. So if you're watching up top, he's got nail bat. Weapon cloud 2, for example, is going to switch him to the hard edge. And the weapon cloud 15, for example, will equip ultimate weapon. So we have these commands that will modify the equipment of the character just live while they're playing. That works. The challenge is that I'm specifying the item by number, so I had to know that that was 15. Additionally, if, for example, I wanted to change Tifa's equipment, weapon Tifa 16 is the leather glove, which she already has, so it yells at me about that. 17 equips her with a metal knuckle, right? But I cannot equip her with 15 because that's not one of her items. So the first problem. Originally, when we did this, I had it just so that like 0 through whatever was each character's items, which I might switch to that anyway, just because those might be better numbers for the characters. But I think people might want to be able to say weapon, Tifa, metal knuckle, or something along those lines. Except no one will be able to spell it for a lot of the items, because some of the item names are weird. So if we are going to do that, we're going to need to let people set what those names are as well. So there's a couple of challenges there. The first one is those IDs are not very convenient, and the second challenge is we would like to be able to type some kind of name, because someone might want to shorthand that to, like weapon, Tifa, MK for metal knuckle, right? I could see someone doing that. That be the name of her equipment. So let's give it a try. What about the start of the name? Providing it's long enough to uniquely identify for that character. Shoji, that could work as well. That would absolutely be a way to do it. I'll probably remove spaces and do case insensitive. Yeah, basically. Yeah, we could do that. As long as you specified only one, I think we can get away with it. Yeah, that's probably a good way to V1 it. Then we don't have to worry about... we don't have to give the user the ability to control all those names. So you just had to specify the one that you were looking at. Let me take a look at the items real fast, just to see if there was anything in there where that would be totally crazy. So within a character... nothing seems crazy there. They're all fairly unique. And then within this character... yep, fairly unique there also. Nothing looks like there'd be a problem there. This one could get you. Wiser and Wizard. That shouldn't be a problem either. Same with that. Yeah, I think that'll actually work really well. Yeah, so we could report back that, that which ones they named, and then they could specify. But I just wanted to make sure that there were not like a couple where they'd have to go out like 10 or 12 digits. I was just scanning to make sure there were none where people would have to type the full name, because if we're going that route, I think people would be annoyed by having to type the full name, because going this path is going to make it so we're not aliasing them. So if any of them were going to require like 10 letters of the name spelled correctly, we were going to have some rather annoyed people. Okay, so the equipment commands. Alright, so we need to find which equipment they requested. So where did we do that? So we said name, character, equipment argument, which we used here, equipment settings get by value. So that's the one that we did. So this is what we want to do. So we're going to modify, we're going to create a separate pathway here to make it work a little bit differently. Let's see. Yes, very true, very true. In the long run, I also need to start using the data pulled from Elena instead of just pulling from our settings file, but this works for now. True, we could do that. Riley in the Void, welcome. Thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's get back. You know what? I'm always going to make it a list. A list of equipable settings. And Robert Co., welcome as well. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Equipable settings is... yeah. And Vazox! Hey, Vazox, yeah. Welcome. And anyone else that's in here that is reminded to click the follow button, I think now's a great time. Candidates? Alright, so I want this list. Yeah, no, it's a good thing to click those buttons if you're not sure. Equipment settings, okay, what did I say? Equipment arg for the character name and type of T. I am going to say all by name is what we're going to pass in. So I want to make an all by name. Which I will make this an IEnumerable for now. We're going to create that as a method, which is fine. Now I'm going to change this to return by... oh, whoops, stop. Change this to just be var for now. Okay, and then all by name I want to put next to this, because it's going to be the same kind of method, just work a little bit differently. Hello, Riley in the Void. Wait, Shoji, you had to have been followed. Are you really? Did you unclick it and re-click it? What's the deal? Maybe you really weren't following and just watched the Discord for it. Speaking of which, if there are new people, we do have a Discord here that, Marcus! Yeah, sorry, I've got the, that normally would work, but, I just stopped the program right before you tried it. So let's call this name, character name, and type. Okay, so we're going to do this for now, and then return... I guess empty collection will be what we're going to do here now, since we made this work a little bit differently. We're going to return back that. Yeah, sorry, I just turned it off, so... Yeah, you can bounce it. I think I only allow you to get the notification once or something. I don't remember. All weapons find by value. We're not finding by value. We're gonna find by name. Name. Find by name. Okay. This find by name is going to take in a string that we're going to call name. And yes, I'm intentionally causing those compiler errors because I want to know exactly where I need to fix. So we are replacing the other one. The other one will not exist at the end of this, is the plan, I think. Or the other one's going to work differently. Okay, so now these need to return back an IEnumerable of them. So that's the one that's really technically doing the work, but I'm not terribly worried about it. There we go. Okay. So we don't need to first or default it. We just need to where it for now. And then this one is where. Okay, so what is going on with these? Oh, hey, I did allow the words. OMG, did I already do that part? Did you have to match it? What were the words by default? What created this? Who set it? First or default words equals that words? Words. It's created from that. X.words. Okay. Let's have a look at items. Is words default to the name, or 1, 2, 3, 2 words? So words just aren't set. So in theory, if I put words on them, we could do it that way. We could have an alternate path where they did that. Okay. That's something to consider, though I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, so list, we're enabled, so we only want to look at the enabled ones, and then we want to say, I don't need to try to parse out the number, because we're not going to do a number-based approach. So this one did that and checked the names. So it looks like if I put in the names, we could have done it. But we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to do this because I do like this approach. I think it's a nice one. Do we have string extensions? We do. Oops. String extensions. What do we have? The no space lowercase. This string text. Just as a nice wrapper around this. So it'll be text dot you know what, internet? You're gonna give me a really good way to do this, aren't you? I think the internet's gonna give me a great way to do this. C# remove white space. Remove all white space from a string. Well, technically we could do it that way, and that wouldn't be the worst. Would not be the worst. Let's do it this way. So if I'm gonna do this, I kind of want to create the regular expression instead. That way it can be white space regex equals new regex, and the pattern is this. Static. We're going to do that as the name. Text. Replacement with nothing. And there we go. That is about as quick as we could do it. What do you want to do? Read only it? Yep, read only. That's fine. Which, rename it then. That's fine. Read only static thing. Fantastic. Yeah, I need to replace and then just 2 lower on it. Thank you for the reminder on that, Marcus. Alright. You know what? That actually makes me wonder. Maybe I should do that instead. No spaces. So we're going to say no spaces. I'm going to skip the to lower, because what I'm going to do is this. Bool starts with this string A, string B. Return A starts with B, string comparison, ordinal ignore case. There we go. Alright, I think I like that better. So we'll do those two pieces. So we're enabled, and then so if what is it, name string dot is null or white space name, then return enabled. Otherwise, we are going to return back turn enabled where name no spaces starts with name. Instead of find by name, I'm going to make this all by name to make clear that this one returns back multiples. Just want to make that clear to anybody that calls this. So all by name. Okay, and we'll say if candidates count greater than 1, what do we want to do with this? Who called this? This did. With character name. I didn't limit by character name in there. Is matched by name. Okay, we're gonna do that. Is matched by name. String name. Let's go to the equipment. Did I totally ignore that? Oh, on accessories we do. Accessories character name doesn't matter. So we're going to implement the missing one. So we're going to say return name, no spaces starts with. There is no limiting by character in this one, because this is an accessory. So there's no limit here, so we just go by name and you ignore that. Alright. So accessory is done. Armlet. This one's going to need the method, so we're going to implement the missing, and we're going to say return. Armlet's the same. These are not character specific either, so we're going to say name, no spaces starts with that. So same thing here. There we go. So that one should work as well. And last one is going to be the weapons. And on the weapon, ooh, okay. So we didn't. So this one's not complaining because it too is abstract. Override is matched by name. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. And so now for this one, I want to say return name, no spaces starts with, and car name equals car name. Now it should be good. Okay, there we go. So that completes weapon and should match. So now it's actually checking based on those. So now is match by name should work. All by name needs to get called wherever this one was getting called. So equipment settings, it's going to be here. So that should return back all of the weapons, accessories, and armlets by name. Hey, Crimson Green, quack quack. It is duck chatter. It's the rubber ducks chatter. Greetings, welcome to the stream. We are doing a nice fun feature for Interactive 7 right now. So if the candidate's greater than 1, then we want to return. But before we return, we want to say Twitch client send message, command data channel, and say we want to say yeah, we want to say matches string dot join. So actually, before I do that, let's matches. We're gonna put that in there as a string. String matches equals string dot join, and when we're gonna say join by comma space, and we're gonna say candidates dot no, not select many, name. Without the spaces. We want to list them without the spaces. Which, since we're doing this, I'm going to change this. This is no longer going to be an enumerable. This is going to be a list of these. Which means I'm going to modify this one as well to return a list. To list. And then this is also going to list that. Okay. Wait, hang on. Wait. I need to buy character name. On this. We do know the character they're asking for. Is match by character. They didn't give us a name, so we need to match by character. Cannot be null in this case. Alright, so for accessory, we're going to add this in and it won't matter at all. So we're just going to say true. For armlet, we're going to do the same thing, because armlet also does not care, so it's going to just say true. And then lastly is weapon. And weapons are character specific in this game. So duplicate that, put that there. And then we're just going to do that. So we're going to say character name should match the character name, and then that is how we will match by character. Okay. So is matched by character. So now if they leave an empty one, we'll send back only the ones of the correct equipment type for the correct characters. So you won't... there are some armlets that are character specific. Yes, the ones that can only be on the female characters or something like that. But yes. Yeah. Which, now that I think about it, I will need to handle at some point, which I don't think we do. So, yes, we have a bug with that. Probably. Okay, so we have that. So if there's more than one, then we do that and return. Otherwise... I'm wondering if this needs to be a whisper to the user. Alright, so this is going to be candidates.single. And that can no longer happen. Alright, let's see if things work at all or if we totally broke them. Yeah, I don't remember, Mr. Shoji. That's something we could maybe Google for at some point. Items are, the weapons are very, very they are individual character specific. But yes, you're right, there are some group specific armlets. You know, thinking about it, I need to go back and change how we did this. Weapon, cloud. There it goes. There you go. comes back with the options. Yep. Yeah, that works nicely. That is good. Yep. How many B weapons does he have? 2. Butterfly Edge and... yeah. Assault Gun, Atomic Scissors. Alright. Yeah, just returns back all the accessories. So, yeah, I think that works well. Huh, I was hoping that there was only one, but yeah, the Crystal Cross. Forgot about that one. Yeah, no, I think that works really well. If we go this route, then so right now I've got it so that you cannot use a number, and I'm debating whether or not I want to re-enable the numbers. Yeah, exactly. We could do the same thing to items and materia. I kind of want to allow the other way also. Whoops. I kind of want to still allow numbers if people want to use them. That's true, Shoji. That's true. I forgot about the fact that there are some that'll start with a number. So we'll have to disable numbers completely, and everyone will have to switch to names. Yeah. Alright. Yes, names are definitely more intuitive. Let's see. The question then is, did we end up removing the entire use of the other pathway? Like, is that no longer used at all? Yeah, get by value is totally gone. Which means that is gone as well. So that's no longer used. I'll leave them there for now because I think they'll be useful eventually for a couple of those. But yeah, some of those methods are no longer getting used, so we will cut them. Alright, so we added in the ability to match those by these, matching those by character name and item. Added in new string extensions for those, which I think is going to work nicely. We switched from getting that to just getting that list, and then this switches from that to that, and now we send out the matches as a message. Okay, let's go ahead and branch off of this one. Hey! Thank you very much, Nakey Supra. Welcome to the stream. You've been lurking? How long you been lurking? And welcome to the stream. Been a long time since we've talked about much. Glad you're here. What is this? Equipment by name. So there we go. That worked so nicely. Bring my changes, please. Bring my changes. Alright, equipment, commands, by item name. Yeah, we can probably do the same thing on materia and items, Mr. Shoji. I think that's a good idea. And since I'm thinking about how to do it right now, this is probably a good time to go ahead and do it, since we just created those extensions as well. You sub for the emotes? Dude, they are good emotes. Dude, this one alone, that shock emote alone is worth the sub right there. That shock emote all around Twitch, yeah. I know that's why Shoji subs to the channel. Oh, that reminds me. Shoji, are you here still? Send a message if you're still here. I want to tell you about a hilarity. And actually, I kind of want to show something on stream that was ridiculous from someone else's stream that just shocked the heck out of me. I could not believe how good something looked that I saw on the interwebs. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that shock emote is really good. Huge fan of it. Alright, chat, I want to show you some. There's a streamer that was using i7 on stream right here. So I'm going to play his video, but take a look at those messages coming in. So you might remember we added a feature that lets you show these little notifications pop it in, and it just looks fantastic seeing those come in. When these messages first started popping up in his stream from people using our commands for stuff, at first I was like, I don't remember it showing those on the stream. While I don't remember those in the game, you know, like, because when like status effects were getting added, and I was just like, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's our features. It was funny because I'd sent him yeah. Hey, greetings. Yeah. Oh, you were ordered to come over here and look at the secrets. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. But it was just funny because I saw those and I was like, those look really, really good. So those are the notifications we added in last week. It was crazy. You were ordered to spy on me for my secrets. Okay. So since you two are here, first off, I'm going to I will show you the cool stuff. So because it's neat. So this is what you're here to see. Oh look, I equipped Cloud with an Ultima weapon. Oh look, I equipped Cloud with a nail bat. Oh, there were two possible choices, so it didn't get it. So, hang on. Oh, look, I equipped Cloud with a Buster Sword. Oh, you know what? Accessory Cloud, Oh, what's that? I gave Cloud a curse ring. Armlet. Let's see. Cloud. Oh, what's that? I gave Cloud an iron bangle. We changed it so that now you just start typing the beginning. Yeah, so Cloud's got a warrior bangle on. Yeah, you don't need to know IDs anymore. You just type in the start of the name. Thanks, Miha. We totally needed cyan. That's painful on the eyes. But yeah, you just start typing the name, and if we don't know which one, we return back the options. Oh, Reverence! What the? No! Stop! Oh, that's so bright. Thanks, Crimson. That's not terrible, I guess. Oh yeah, there we. Oh yeah. Thanks, chat. This one's not that bad. This one's not that bad. Yeah, there is no Crimson Green. I guess Crimson Green could get his own palette if he really wanted. In fact, he could just make his own palette. He doesn't even need me to do it. He can just do it. He's got command powers. Oh yeah. Crimson Green. There you go. That's a good point. Crimson Green. There you go. There's now a Crimson Green command to make the thing Crimson Green. Oh, whoa! Yeah. That. Sorry. I see that. So what is this app running under? Oh yeah. Yeah, Reverence. No kidding, you were asking the real questions there. How am I doing these crazy things I'm doing? Fuel Snable, don't forget the number sign at the beginning of that to tell it that it's a color value that you're sending in. The fade effect, the slow transitions are super nice. And Mr. Shoji is correct. How are we doing that? We are reading and writing directly the memory of the program. No, number sign. Well, you're not telling it's a hex color. You're doing like menu like that. See? So like menu, and then example if you want red. 3 or 6 digit hex works fine. And Fuel Snable, you'll need 4 colors. So, what is that? What colors is Fuel Snable trying to give us here? There's what Fuel Snable's trying to give us, these colors. I don't know why we need these colors, but there you go. No, that's not too bad. That's totally readable on this. But yeah, some nice updates on this. And yes, so this is a .NET Core WPF app that is both reading and writing the memory of another program, but is also running its own web server to be able to display some other things. So there are actually some features that you are not noticing right now. And that is that we are running the Seng status overlay display right now as well, which does this. So a streamer can have information about their game running. And just for clarity, it is, in fact, matching with, so that little menu over there will match with the in-game menu the whole time and do these nice transition effects the same time that the game is doing it. And then in addition, there's also the menu, which is what is giving me that menu on the bottom, so you can have one that you can put just anywhere on the screen in whatever size you want to just have one of these menus. And then lastly is the events display, which, why did this not come up? Why did this one not load? It is events, right? Am I smoking something? Oh, because that's there. Oh, I wonder if that's breaking it on mine? What the? Oh! Did I not get it after it merged? I may not have... Oh... I don't think I'm running on the latest code. I think I'm not running on the latest code. So I don't have the events display. That's silly. Did I not pull... I must not have pulled or something? I don't know. I did something weird. Anyway. Doesn't Windows restrict you to accessing the memory of another program? Are you running unmanaged code? Yeah, so, Reverence, the answer to that is it does not let you access the memory of a program that's not running under the same user account that you are. So there are some restrictions. So, yeah, so Shoji's chiming in with some of that as well. So there are restrictions at certain points, and if you do need to access some things, you might have to run our program as an admin. So, for example, if you're trying to access the code of another program running as admin, then you will need to run this elevated as well. So, yes, there are some restrictions. The unmanaged Final Fantasy VII that is running, we are able to access it. We are using some Windows system APIs to do it. It is surprisingly not difficult to read the other program and write its memory, but the biggest pain is figuring out where everything is stored and how it's stored. That's the biggest pain. And then the next annoying thing is Indianness of this old game that we're running. That will also break your brain, because this Final Fantasy VII is not set up the same way that we are, so having to switch it in your mind and messing with stuff is really just... it's surprisingly mind-bending, but probably only because I know binary, so I'm thinking one way, and then it's not that way, and it kind of messes me up. Might just be me. Maybe everybody else is just like, what? That's easy. How can you not do that? Okay. So I was going to mess with the items command. Item command. What's great about old software is that they often have state as global variables, so it's always in the same place. Yes! Fuel Snable is correct. That's actually what makes it so easy to change some of these old ones is their variables are in very specific memory locations and they do not move for a lot of them. Yep, that is exactly what makes it... So you could do this even without, but the problem is you would have to be... Yes, you would have to be following all the pointers to know where everything needs to be. So you'd really have to be digging into the memory to get it any other way. So because this is not built that way, it is much easier to figure out where everything is. Would it be possible to turn off encounters or make encounters higher? So Crimson, we were actually talking about that feature earlier today. We want to enable different moods in the game where we have increased or decreased Mr. Shoji mentioned that. We want to make it so that, like, for any given time period, for like a 10-minute time period or something like that, you're in either increased or decreased or normal encounter rate, or other effects are happening. Like maybe for those 10 minutes you're not allowed to use items, or you can, all your characters are berserked for that time period or something like that. So just different effects that are going on. We kind of want to build something that does that. Thought it would be very cool. And the thought is that chat will be like bidding for what the next one will be during the current one. So if encounters are high right now and you're like, no, I want to help in the next 10 minutes, then while the encounters are high, you can bid for low encounter rate for the 10 minutes following. So just those sorts of things. That's what we want to build. Okay, so item command. So right now, the item command takes in an item ID, but we're thinking that we want it to do the same name trick that we just did. To do, make this based on settings and not the items. Based on settings, not on the item. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Crimson Green still is a steal, kill person, but I'll need to restart the bot in order to make his command work again. Let's see. Item ID text. It's the first argument. So I'm going to duplicate this and call it item name as what they're typing in. And var candidates equals items so that's not even so this to do is because it wasn't even grabbing the settings at all. Settings, item settings. They're not in there. Equipment settings are, but items are not. So that's why we're not pulling them that way, because they don't even exist yet. Okay, so we do still need that exact command. We're going to say var candidates equals where is match by name. We'll leave the to-do there. Pass in item name. Let's actually, hang on. Is match by name. What is that on? What did I put this on? I put it on equipment, and equipment is an item. We're going up a level. It's going on this. Wait a minute. Equipment is abstract, inheriting from a non-abstract class, isn't it? That's hilarious. That is funny. Thanks, thing. Okay, so actually the funny thing with that is that if we do that, then so first off, put this back. let's go to the implementations of this. Because this requires it. Because that's... So... We made it not required here, but it should just always be required. Why would it ever not be required? You got a modded SNES. What's your modded SNES do? Okay. Accessories already been fixed. Just call the other one. Armlet is just going to call the other one. And we're going to remove this null from the end of these. Which actually I should do on accessory too. Because these ones don't need it as well. Yep, totally unnecessary. Because it was always, like, it's getting ignored, but it doesn't need to be null. Okay. And then on weapon... it was always used. And then is matched by name is going to be... whoops, let's cut that. Is matched by name, and that. There we go. So the item is a match by name if it does that. Joe Boo, hey, welcome. Do you mind if I steal your rum? Glad you said hi. It's been a while. It restored RGB input, added a dejitter chip, and the sync when hooked up to my. Oh, nice. So you're gonna actually stream from your SNES. That's fun. Yeah, I brought the bot back. So. All right. So, get all items where the item is a match by name. If candidates greater than I don't know, 15, return. So if count is greater than 15, just go ahead and return. We'll give a nice message about it too in a second. If it's greater than 1, client send message to command data.channel too many items too many matching items. Be more specific. Okay. Matched these matches. String matches equals candidates select. No, why would select many ever be the default? String dot join comma space and candidates select name, no spaces. There's the matches in return. Otherwise, we get way simpler. So candidates single. Let's see. You know what? I need to handle the zero case on this one. Which I don't know that I did on the other one either. I need to handle those. Okay, so if you know what, I'm just gonna count equals 0. Just gonna do this error no matching item. Okay, so single is the item. Oh, it's just complaining because this is here. Oh, does this not, did we not, equipment command. Hey, Pudding, welcome. How you doing? Oh, right, I'm not running on the latest... Oh, crap, I'm not running on the latest version, son of a... Fragga. Oh, this is going to cause so many problems. I'm going to have massive merge conflicts at the end of this, aren't I? Yeah, Mr. Shoji, I agree. It should exist. There should be an empty or a none or something along those lines. But they're like, but you can just not any. And I'm like... Readability here, guys. Readability. Okay, I want to get this committed. I'm going to call equipment by name and item by name the same feature. So I'm going to put this in all together as one big change. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about sending the notification just yet at the end of this, because there's going to be a merge conflict anyway that I'm going to have to deal with, which is going to be a pain in the rear. Oh, I should have fixed this the moment I noticed there was a problem. Ugh. Okay, so we check 0 first, greater than 15, greater than 0, so it doesn't really matter. Technically, I could check 0 at any point, but we had to check 15 before we checked greater than 1. I was just doing this so we didn't list, like, 20 items. Still restricted down to that. Okay. Items by name. Okay. Let me check out. Okay, so I merged my pull request, didn't I? Yeah, Yeah, 3 hours ago I merged this. The first one, I must have made the branch not off of master. Okay, everything's pushed. So, this is gonna get messy, everyone. This is gonna get messy. Let's see what I can do about this. Congrats, we're gonna have some Git stream. You weren't expecting that, were you? Whoops. Git stash dash u. Derp. Okay. Yeah. Watch my language. I didn't hear what I said. That was it. Git, is Git the word that I used that you didn't like? One of the most. It's like, yes, we're coding for real. Yes, it's the stuff that never ends up in videos. So I've got master here. What branches did I send up today? Added 2 hours ago. Okay, so. Just gonna try this. This is pushed up, so if it goes wrong, it's not terrible. Okay, so this is the one that I thought was gonna be the safest. Because it doesn't affect anything. It wasn't in the equipment commands, or the item command. And that's where I had modifications on master. So this one should be safe to do that with. Okay. Okay, so that was display only command settings. Now I am gonna send that in. Okay, next up is gonna be, which one do we need to deal with next? So first off, git checkout master git pull. Okay. Our editing color palettes. Git checkout Menric editing color palettes. This one also should be safe because this had nothing to do with commands that do any of our notifications display. It's our event notifications that didn't get included in this for some reason. So that should be safe to send up. And then editing color palettes, I'm going to create a new pull request for that. And that is our set of changes, nice and easy. A quick build just to confirm that it does. Okay, okay, so editing and removing color palettes. Alright, so I'm going to send this one in as well, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the master branch once more, and then this is where it's gonna get messy. Git checkout master. Git checkout Menric slash. Alright, what's the one we're actually looking for then? Code, branches, equipment by name. Alright, so this is pushed. So we're gonna try this and see how early in our commit. So I think we only did like 2 commits into this, but yeah, it should break almost immediately, which is fine. We know how to fix it. All right. So which one broke? Item command has a conflict. Yep, because this changed. So after we send the message, we do that. Delete this. Delete that. Was that the message? Hang on, let me just confirm. Yep. Nothing weird about that message. So this just has to get extracted as message. Okay. There's one error resolved. Was there another one? I don't think so. Alright, so git add command, git rebase, continue. Alright, this I'm going to need a build just to confirm that it really does. Yeah, it does. Equipment command. Did I not, do I not send that message in equipment? Maybe I do, but I just didn't modify that part of the code. Oh yeah, because we never got down there, so it didn't actually have a conflict. Nice! I am thrilled by that. I can't believe that it was that okay with it. Alright. In that case, let's give it a try. We're going to try this. Let's see what it does. Alright. Program's running. Game is running. Let's put this along the side over here, so we can see it happening. Weapon cloud, sorry, there you go, you can see it. Equipped cloud with ultimate weapon, so that's working, it did it. So that's where we run into a problem. I mentioned that we needed to fix that on that one, but let's see if it's fixed on items. No matching item. Oh. Are you kidding me? Oh man, because Power Soul, right? Yeah, it's got it all the way. Jeez. Nikki Supra, which menu is cool? The colors, you mean, or the or are you talking about the event notifications popping up? Oh yeah, the colors, yeah. In that case, you'd really like this. Wait, why didn't it start rainbow mode? Do I not have rainbow mode enabled? Maybe I don't have it enabled. Settings. Cars. Rainbow mode, I do. Why didn't rainbow mode run? Is it... I'm a little concerned right now. Rainbow mode didn't run. Comes in here. Okay. Gets into here. Let's get into there. Gets there. Gets to here. Oh, this didn't get set. Oh, why didn't this get set? Oh, it's not in the constructor. Oh, dang it. Okay. Either way, that's not part of this branch. That means we introduced a bug with a previous change that I made. That's fine. Everything else seems to be working though. So, equipment, my name. Let's fix the equipment command first. Let's make sure if candidates are none. If candidates count equals 0, return. Where's my item command? No matching equipment. I'm not going to worry about what it was. Let's commit this one. Excuse me. Handle no matching equipment. Alright. Send that up. Whoops. I meant to go over here. Equipment by name. Yep. Yeah, no. I found an issue with I'm not sure why that isn't wiring up, but I will need to fix it all the same. Let's go ahead and merge this in, and then I'm going to create a new branch to fix that bug. And okay, so now I'm going to switch back to master. Fetch. There we go. Now I will branch off of master as Benric, fixing workload bug, I guess. Fixing workload bug, sure. Alright, so in the workload coordinator, I need to set this from the constructor. I don't know why I didn't, but that is the whole problem. Just that I didn't do that. Developers. Hey, welcome, Natural Power Games. Welcome to the stream. Greetings, hello. Sorry I don't have my webcam running today, everyone. I've got a cold. My nose is, redder than Rudolph's right now, but welcome. We are doing some stuff with Final Fantasy VII today here on the stream. So we've been, if you are new here or just showing up from Natural Power Games raid, I'm a programmer, worked in a lot of different places over my 20 plus years programming, and right now we are working on a WPF.NET Core C# application that interacts with Final Fantasy VII. We're giving chat control of what's going on, so you'll notice that we have menu color control. So let me get rid of these breakpoints. We were just debugging a thing and fixing an issue here. But I think now it's going to work. We have one? Yes, we do. Okay. So we should be in rainbow mode now. Rainbow mode started. So this is rainbow mode. So if you really liked the color control that we've got, you can play Final Fantasy VII with the menus doing this the whole time. So absolutely crazy. So this is rainbow mode. Yeah, Pudding. I'm closer to it than you'd think. But yeah, this is what it does, and just rotates around the colors. It's quite nice. Most of the colors look okay, and even when you get bad ones, they're only up for a very short amount of time. No, I am older than that, Pudding. Older than that. And then when it completes, it should also put up a notification message saying that it's done on that little window back here on the events display, which normally a streamer would have that showing over top of the game. There it is, rainbow mode ended. Pops up. So, yeah. Yeah, no, no, Crimson Green is correct. I'm not 40. I am just closer to that than you'd think. 30 is the new 20. Yeah, right. We'll keep telling ourselves that. So weapon, bus, weapon Cloud. So we can equip Cloud with a Buster Sword. We can change menu colors to specific palettes. So that is a color palette with my name on it. We could say Armlet, Cloud, Bronze. Probably works, right? So he's been equipped with a bronze bangle. All kinds of stuff. We mess with status effects as well. There's lots of commands for affecting the game that you can use in here. But that actually worked pretty well. So that is another fixed bug. There's also Mako mode, which is pretty nice. So this is Mako mode, or Mako mode if you're one of those people that says it that way. But it just, kind of moves around a little bit and kind of has like a little glowing effect. So anybody that knows like, Final Fantasy VII game, that's like the little green, just tinted glow there coming from the bottom. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Just a little bit of glow. I think it looks nice, but, I'm slightly biased since I made it. Add the status hub emitter dependency. I don't know how I missed that when I was creating it. I missed it in one spot, nowhere else. Okay. So I want to create a new pull request and send that in. So I am fixing workload bug. And then this will get into master and then resolve those issues. No more bugs. Alright, so that's actually I'm actually really happy with that. That is a really nice new version of the game. Lots of good features in there. So that got us adding in. So we just added the ability to add and remove items by name as well. So if we have a look, I'll pull up our item menu just so you can see. First off, we have way too many items. You're not going to be able to see this. So we're going to do that. Can you use loyalty points to add items, money to FF7 with chat? Also, we added the game over music to the popper command. So, natural power games. The answer to that is right now, we are not implementing a way to do that automatically. Some of the streamers that are using this just have a chat command, and then they just have their mods add gil to people's accounts in order to use the commands. So someone will just do that, and then they'll get those added, and that's just how people are doing it today. Twitch is supposed to be adding an API for getting information from the channel points, the loyalty points in Twitch. Once we have that API, we want to integrate with it, explicitly and find a way of doing it that way. We have plans to turn this into an extension as well, so once both of those are in place, once Twitch gets us that and we get, an extension added on as well, then we'll be able to integrate in directly. But for now, streamers just have their mods just say, like, give so-and-so 100 gil or something like that when they use the command, which works fairly well. Okay, so here's our example. Item X. X potion added. So, yep. Item. Too many things. Item. Item potion added. Item. Omni. Hey, I got Omni slash. Item. What is, I can add an elixir. I can say, we can add a tissue. Or item guidebook. Item, if you just want to have a buster sword in your inventory, you can just add a buster sword. So that actually works really nicely. I like that. So yay. That works very well. I'm quite happy with how all that went down. Did I merge that in? I think I merged it in. Right? No outstanding branches for anything currently relevant. So there's, yep, those. Okay, yeah, cool. Nothing outstanding. I just need to pull that and I'll have the latest version again. Awesome. Yeah, those coming soon pages that I've left in there. Well, either way, I actually thought that was a pretty good stream there. Need to do some more research on the exact item formatting info in game, but having a command that actually uses the items would also be cool. I agree, Mr. Shoji. There are so many things that we can do with this that would be absolutely amazing for stuff that we could do. If anyone is interested in, suggesting ideas or even just chatting with any of our community about any kind of programming stuff, we do have a Discord. If you are interested in chatting with us, it's got like 500 some people in that. It's not super active though. And by that I mean, like, it's not distractingly active. Like, if you chat in there, there are people that will respond. I mean, as long as you chat about something that they, are interested in and want to respond to. Yeah. Let's see. Other stuff to do. So, for those of you that are obviously have noticed that I did not stream last week, I want to give a heads up that I'm actually going to miss 2 streams. So this will be the last stream of February. I will have to miss these next 2 unless I can manage to get a stream in midweek this week. But we'll see how that goes. Either way, I should be back strong for some March streams. And we'll be working on some other stuff. Some projects will be this. Sometimes we'll be doing other stuff. Either way, I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. I am going to wrap the stream here. I might raid us over somewhere else, so don't go anywhere, because I think it is always useful if there is someone live that you want to raid someone. And for anyone that does know, I never raid a stream that I don't think is a good stream. So the streamer will be good, or they'll be talking about something interesting or something along those lines. I never send people to a stream that I have not watched. My raids are always, to a specific person for a specific reason. So, did Lucky just start? Lucky might have just started up his stream. Am I correct? Is that what I saw? Lucky, did you start your stream? Hang on. If Lucky started, we're raiding over there. Lucky number 7 is another one of the live coders. He's a friend of ours. He's someone else that should be working on this project with us, actually. Looks like he is live, so we're going to raid over to his stream. Either way, I'm going to roll my credits real fast. And thank everyone, and then I will send out a raid. Credits button, that's the one I click. Yes, no, Pudding. What I mean is I don't just raid to a random person. I want to thank Crimson Green for hanging out and helping moderate. S&B was here earlier as well. Natural Power Games, Vazux, Robert Coe, and all these other wonderful people that followed today. Thank you very much. I think I mentioned each of you when you did. Shoji, Crimson Green, and Nakey Super, thank you very much for the subs. And Natural, thank you for rating us earlier. Yes, I am hoping to feel better soon. Glad you all were able to catch the stream live today. I had fun. We got some good features done, so I thought that was very good. And I'm looking forward to the next one, and hope to see you all there. Should be in March. Keep in mind that my schedule is usually on the weekend, so if you haven't followed, be sure to click the follow button, as that is the best way to get notified when I go live. Also, joining our Discord is a great way to know what's going on with the streams, because I will usually post in there to let people know that we are going to be streaming the days that we are, and I usually send a message in there also. But it's a good way to just engage with the community. So either way, hope to see you all soon. Happy coding, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and have a great day.